The Cruise Collective is a group of eight strangers who met on a cruise. MDK Cruise bestie. Mike, Ron, Alec, Juanita, Rhea, Jasmine, Tina, and Dougie so free. Together they laugh.
Hello, I want to extend a sunny welcome, Cruise fam. My name is Ria, and this is episode 4 of our series, Boarding Soon. Episode 4 is how to actually have the best cruise of your life, and I am thankful and excited you're here with us today. I want to introduce you to Juanita and Caroline, who are also here with me today. Make sure you like and subscribe to hear the finale of our series, Boarding Soon. Let's be real for a second. Anyone can go on a cruise, but not everyone knows how to have an unforgettable cruise.
And see, that's the difference.
Mhm.
Because you can get off the ship like, yeah, that was fun. Or that was the best trip of my life.
And today, we're giving you the blueprint. The difference between a good cruise and an unforgettable one is strategy. So, for starters, I know like we kind of talked about this and we touched on this on our last episode, like what all to do on your first day, what happens if you don't do something on your first day. And we're going to kind of touch on it a little more in depth this time, just to kind of give the environment, give the energy, give all of that to our audience. So if you're in tune, you're in luck today. So if you mess up on day 1, I'm sorry, but you're already behind.
Not behind.
I'm serious. Day 1 sets the tone for your entire trip. So what we're going to point out today is like when you are day 1, you're super excited. The energy's there. Some people, they get into that drink package, baby, and they're just ready. We're ready to party. The embarkment, sailing, just whatever you have going on in the first day.
Mhm.
I feel like sometimes leading up, it's so exciting. It can get overwhelming, underwhelming, all of that stuff.
Mhm.
For me too, and I think all of us can agree, like, don't waste your time, like, wandering aimlessly. Kind of
Yeah.
zone in and have, like, a couple targets of things that you guys would like to look at and, find on the ship for obvious reasons. We've mentioned prior that, it's a pretty good day to, meet people, but also know where you're going, whether that's the
Mhm.
dining room, whether that's the shows. What are your guys' thoughts?
I definitely wish that on our first cruise we would have done some research. Like we had friends who cruised, but like me and my husband going into it, it was also our honeymoon. We just did like a short, like 5-day cruise. We neither one of us had done it before, but I wish we I want to say probably like got into the groups, knew what to expect because we didn't even know about the dining room until like day 3. Like we were eating at the buffet every single day. And so and I just happened to be on the little hub app and I'm like, hey, what's this at your time dining? And it's like, oh, we checked into a dining room and we went and I was like, this has been here the whole time. And I was like, no,
Exactly.
so it's like we didn't know that. But with it being our first cruise, we were kind of not really expecting to do everything, but just kind of get, sea legs for it, if you will. We didn't really do a lot of the shows. We did a couple things, but like our second and third cruise, we definitely took advantage of the things that we missed out on the first one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was my things. Like I wish because we had friends who like had done it, but we never really asked what should we do.
Yeah, I think that was a good call out because I do recall, I feel like on my first cruise ship, I thought the buffet was really the only way you can eat outside of,
Yeah.
like the pizza and stuff because I didn't realize, I thought the main dining room, I don't know why, but, I thought it was like at an extra cost. So
Yeah.
I feel like our first cruise, we really just ate at the buffet until we realized
Mhm.
that it was, included in, like the all
Yeah.
inclusive type of stuff. It wasn't like the steakhouse, for instance. And I don't think we ate in the main dining room until like our last dinner.
Yeah.
I
It was
think
quite a
from
time. But I did want to say really fast, welcome, Caroline. This is so exciting. We mentioned you on our last episode about, we were talking about the people that
Mhm.
you meet on a cruise, and you were one of the top, you and Logan were the top people who
Yep.
I was so thankful to meet on our last cruise. We met in Honduras and we
Yes,
had
there
such a
was
great time.
God, yeah, there was I've actually you were probably maybe only the 3rd person to get him drunk. and it was fantastic. He
I
is
told
not
you
an
I'm
easy
the
person
party
to get
animal,
drunk, and
man.
it was so much tequila. Oh, it was fantastic.
Which is crazy because 'cause I'm not, like, in my day-to-day well, I don't drink daily day, just on vacations, but usually tequila is not me, but, I was
It
feeling
was
it, and
that
I was just
day.
thankful. I know I was thankful to be with a safe crew and, people I miss
Yeah,
your guys' hugs, both of you, your bear hugs, I just miss everything, and I'm so thankful that our lives crossed our lives crossed path
yeah,
crossed, whatever it is. So I'm so thankful because, you guys will always be a part of my memory and my memory book and stuff like that. But I also wanted to point out that you're holding our first ever, like our cruise group baby.
I
So tell us a
know.
little bit about that. We're having a boy, but tell
We
me all the
are.
other details that you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, no, we're having a boy. We're due in August. We've already we already really have started the timeline on when we can take him on a cruise ship because I'm already missing it. Because yeah, because the last time we cruised was when we met you guys. And we
Mhm.
had one planned for this May, but unfortunately we had to cancel it because no one really wants to give birth on a cruise ship or in a foreign
That's
country.
right.
So yeah, so we are hopefully planning, if not end of 2026, early 2027, to be reunited on a cruise ship with everybody with the little boy
Yes.
in tow. So
Yay.
Early 2027, we cruise in April, so we'll be ready for
yeah,
you, and our first cruise, baby, this is so exciting, we're
I
so
know.
excited.
I know he has no choice but to love cruising. Like I hate to put that on him when
I
he's not
know,
even Earthside, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I know, I'm right after you, and, like, it's always been in my brain, like, my son is going to be on every cruise, he's just gonna grow up on
Mhm.
a cruise, whether that's once or twice a year, whatever it is, he's gonna be
Yeah.
there.
And especially too,
Yes.
because like I said, our honeymoon was our first cruise, and ever since then, we've been on one every year. You know, growing
Mhm.
up, we always took I grew up in Texas, so we always went to South Padre every summer. So we did the beach trips. We never cruising. I went on my first cruise at 31, and honestly, I don't know why we didn't do them more because they're a lot of fun, and there is a
Yeah.
ton of things to do, and they're great.
Yeah.
Like family oriented vacations where
Mhm.
there's a little bit of everything for everyone, and you don't
Mhm.
have to literally go but maybe a couple floors up or down, and it's great.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in a prior episode. I feel like cruising is so underrated because especially like when you have kids and you have a family,
Mhm.
you if you go somewhere for a week, you'll spend thousands and granted you still spend a couple thousand to go on a cruise with kids, but I
Right.
mean the difference is like it's all inclusive. You get to explore
Mhm.
Right.
other countries. And I
Yeah.
think I think overall it's it's more price efficient for you, especially as a family, just to do that. That's what my thoughts are
Oh
anyways.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, and 100% because the last 2 cruises we've done have been 7-day cruises, and together, even with any, like, special deals or, like, booking deals or, anything we've gotten from the casino or whatever, just for the 2 of us, including, all the food and everything, even including because we always include gratuities up front, it's never been more than, like, $1,200. To do
Mhm.
that, to visit, up to 3 different countries in a week, like, when do you ever get the chance to do that?
Exactly.
It's a fun way to see the world and obviously, like, meet new people and just have those experiences that you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think it's super cool because I know some people, prefer to spend a week at a specific place, but how do you know
Yeah,
you like those places? I mean, I guess you find out. But for me,
yeah,
I've always said like Nassau definitely wasn't my favorite, which it could have been the experience and the people who I was
yeah,
with, but I would not want to stay a week in Nassau, Bahamas. I,
right.
I like I like exploring other places.
Mhm.
Mhm,
So I think it gives you, the branch to see if you like a place, a country, whichever. And if you do, you can always go do an all-inclusive week
right.
if you choose to do that. But I think cruising just gives you more flexibility and more opportunities that you don't typically
Mhm,
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
agree.
Because we fell
So
in
going
love
yeah.
with Mr. Sancho's, and so
Oh yeah.
every cruise we've ever taken, we have to have a stop in Cozumel so we can go to Mr. Sancho's.
Yeah.
Yes. Mr.
Love
Sancho's is definitely one of
Mhm,
my favorite memories, especially with Mexico. I didn't know if we would ever branch off from Mr. Sancho's, but we had a great time and I'm glad we were all together, you guys
mhm.
included.
yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, so the consensus, the overall consensus, explore the ship immediately. You'll be busy with your, the sail party, but, take some time out to get familiar with the dining rooms, with where maybe, some of the shows will be. That way you have like a good head on your shoulders and it's not necessarily, overwhelming you to
Mhm.
find out where everything is the first day because some of that will naturally unfold throughout the days or week that you're on your cruise, but it's
Mhm.
nice to have, like, an idea of where you'll be and when you'll be there. Because like we mentioned prior, like, time is essential, and you could miss out on
Mhm.
opportunities, on shows, on whatever, just because, you couldn't find the area.
Yeah, and also the carnival fun times can be your best friend
Mhm.
and has all
Mhm.
the shows, the times, the locations, and then also if you find yourself getting lost, right outside the elevator is a map of the ship, and it
Mhm.
shows you where you are, and you just kinda look to see where you wanna go. Very
Yeah,
helpful. I think they're in front of every elevator, right?
that's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah, I think
always
they are,
helpful
yeah.
so far. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I know whenever at least the first couple days, we always go earlier to dinner than we're supposed to, because depending on where you are on the ship, because you can't just always keep go straight across, you always have to go up and down and up and down.
Mhm,
So we
mhm.
purposefully will go, like, get a drink somewhere near, like, where we're eating, or if there's something, like, that we wanna go look at, we'll make sure we do that close to our dining room because I can't tell you how many times, like, we're on the floor, we go and we're like, "Oh, we can't even go here," so we have to go back up, go up 2 floors, walk all the way, like,
Good deal.
so and also because you can't get to your room right away on the ship, we always take that time to walk around and just see what's what.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And as we've said prior, specialty dining, I definitely recommend at least booking one specialty dining. Go to the steakhouse, go to the captain's dinner, do what you do. But I do feel like you're gonna experience the difference between the buffet, the main dining room, as well as, the steakhouse experience. They all hold different experiences. And I know, it's definitely, for us, sometimes it's maybe you're on a budget or something, but I definitely say, if you don't, I can't imagine people can eat. So, I mean, some people can, I guess, eat at the dining,
Yeah,
like the specialty dining every night. But if you happen to not, at least,
yeah,
maybe work up to one day on your cruise. And I think it will really make
mhm,
your
Nice.
experience and make you understand the differences. Excursions, we've talked, about booking them, not booking them, what that looks like. And for me too, this is I can't speak on it. Every every port and cruise that I've ever been on, there's always been
mhm,
an excursion booked. So this is about to be the first
yeah,
cruise where, we have a couple ports that we did not book excursions. So I'll be able to report how that goes after. But
yeah.
that it is what it is. Caroline, have you always booked excursions on port days?
Okay, so our first cruise, it was just a 5 days, so we just did the Grand Caymans, Cozumel. I think that was it. So, obviously, we did Mr. Sancho's because all of our friends who have cruised have always gone there. They're like, "That's the one place you gotta go." Now, when we went, because
Mm.
neither one of us had been to the Caymans, we try to do some research, I would say, before we get on the boat. Sometimes it's just kind of like, what are we feeling that day? And especially, because we'll see, like, if we can get off the ship and just like go to like a local beach somewhere, like, we'll do that. Then, maybe pay to go travel or, do certain things. It just kind of depends on what we're feeling. We ended up doing this really cool, like, turtle excursion in the Caymans where it was basically like a rehab facility, and they let you snorkel in, like, this million-gallon tank with, like, real sea
Wow.
turtles and everything. So that was super cool, and, we just walked down the street to, like, a little restaurant, like, right on the ocean and just chilled and had a couple beers while we waited, for the buses to come pick us back up. Our 2nd cruise, we obviously went back to Mr. Sancho's. We did the Yucatan Progreso, and I can't remember where else we went, but we did not book because we heard some things about the Yucatan Progreso stop, and they're like, "Oh, well, if you get off, you take a bus to the main area, you just walk, like, 3 blocks, you're at the beach." Well, we did that. We ended up I don't know if it was legit or not, we ended up sitting at a table and some guy just brought us beer. So we didn't so we didn't do, like, we did not actually pay for an excursion. Now it worked for the time being, and then we just went and got back on the ship and just kinda hung out at the pool the rest of the day just because we got there so early, there wasn't, like, any street vendors, restaurants weren't really open yet. So we just kind of went and hung up there. And then that's also where we met our other cruise friends that we cruised on with this past time that then we all met together.
Yeah.
And actually the all-inclusive resort that we met y'all at in Honduras, that was actually like a last minute thing that we booked the day we got on the ship because we didn't see it on the Carnival app or on the website like before. I just happened to be on the boat and I was like, "Hey, this is like a really good price. Do you want to do it?" Because we didn't have anything planned for Belize. Since it was like
Mhm.
a tender port, we just kind of wanted to walk around and just like, chill out for a little bit. So we last minute did book the Honduras all-inclusive resort, which so glad we did because it was totally worth it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, so we look at things ahead of time, but really we're kind of one of those people that will just kind of see what we're feeling because you can always go to guest services, you can always go to like the excursion table, and if there's spots available, we've never had an issue booking something like the day before.
Mhm.
To do that. So, yeah. So we've done both. I wouldn't say there's plus and minuses to both of it because, sometimes you can do an excursion and be like, "Oh, this isn't really what we thought it was." And, like, we've thought about maybe doing, like, the tubing stuff or, like, I guess there's, like, the jeeps that you can do. There was one we looked at doing, I can't remember what port it was in, but it was, like, an ATV excursion, and some lady ended up, like, falling off her ATV, like, down a cliff and had to be airlifted to, like, somewhere because she got injured so bad. We were like, "Well, probably a good thing."
Was
So
that on
things
our
like that
cruise?
we typically don't do.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel
But
like
I
that was
it
on
might
our
have been
last
it
cruise,
might have been
wasn't it?
in Belize because
Yeah.
we were on a tender boat, and they were like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
someone" like, because, you're in these foreign countries, and while they're beautiful and, there may be, like, a language barrier or something that if you might not understand something, it could also lead to, an accent or something, so, typically, if we do excursions, we've always gone through Carnival or we just kinda do our own thing.
Mhm.
So, we haven't really had, like, a horrible experience where it's like, I would never do that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
Yucatan. We might not do that one again
I
'cause that
I
one was a little
understand.
sketchy.
Yeah, I can't believe, like, our last cruise, we unbeknownst to us, we had 2 excursions. The only thing we didn't do was Belize together, which Belize we
Yeah,
did, like, the Mayan ruin tour and then some
yeah,
sort of boat thing, and what also piqued my interest, though, was the tubing. You mentioned tubing. They had a tubing
mhm,
excursion in Belize that I would have I would like to do eventually, but also I just loved shopping. I think
Yeah,
it had,
yes,
like, the best shopping to date so far, Belize did, and it was
that was
make sure
yes,
you
nice.
bring your paper, your coins, your
yeah,
everything, your checkbook, your pocketbook, your debit cards, your credit
mhm,
cards. Belize is where you're gonna wanna spend some cash
yeah.
and do some damage, I think.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
fun.
Belize was a good time because we just walked, like, that little kind of port shopping area. We
Mhm.
ended up
Mhm,
leaving because they're like, "Hey, like, if you go outside, like, there's some good restaurants or whatever." We ended up walking, like, basically the entire island where they were doing, like, all their new construction, which was really cool. We got to see, like, the, like, historical park they had, um kind of all these things, so it was nice just to kind of walk around, and just see the island, then we went back and ended up having it was some restaurant inside near, like, by all the shops just right on the water, and we ended up eating
mhm,
there. I mean, and it was nice just to kinda chill and kind of, do our own thing and not be on a schedule because also some things that we've noticed with excursions is, we always have to read them very carefully just because, um some there are, like, size or weight limits or certain things you have to look for, so it's like, we also don't wanna pay for something as to get there and then be like, like a ride at Disney World, like, you get to the front of the line, you're like, "Oh, sorry, like, you don't fit," or, for your safety, it's best if you don't do these things, so we
mhm.
always
Sure.
have to, like, look out for that stuff too because, we don't wanna spend the money to do something and us might not get it back if we're not able to do it, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
That's
we
a good
always
call
do.
out, just reading
Yeah,
reading the fine print.
yeah,
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, for sure. So and even with the shows, like, becoming acquainted, like, with the main dining room shows, everything, just make for sure you're in tune with everything. So our first, like, round table, I guess you can call it, is what's one thing you always do on, like, day 1? What's one thing that you would say, like, "I'm doing this for sure on day 1." What is it?
Get a guy's burger. That's
mm.
after the safety drill, guy's burger.
See,
Yeah.
and so Logan always gets a burger. I always go straight to the tacos. I always get
Okay.
the fish tacos with the watermelon
Mhm.
himaka
Mm.
salsa with, like, the chipotle on top like this oh, yeah, every single time.
That
Yeah.
sounds so good.
I like the pork tacos there.
Oh, yes, those are
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I feel like I rarely eat there, like, maybe at least once on a cruise, but I
Mhm.
usually I stick to Guy's Burgers, I think, and
Yeah.
then, I like the sushi joint, and I don't really eat at the Oriental or the sandwich place, pizza maybe, other than that's the only thing I really explore to do on the Lido deck.
Yeah, we always no, Logan will get my husband, he'll go and get he loves the Cubans and the meatball sandwiches that is in that sandwich
Mhm.
place. He'll kind of go randomly throughout the day, and then he'll take them back to the room, and we'll put them in the fridge, and that'll be, like, our midnight snack
Yeah.
because so many things close like, the only thing really open is, like, the pizza, and yeah, like,
Mhm.
but they don't sometimes might not have a ton of options, so, like, I'll always get, like, the cheese plate from the dining room and take that back up to the room, and he'll get, like,
Mhm.
sandwiches that day, we'll put them in our mini fridge, and then that way we go back to the room, we'll, like, turn on a movie, and that'll be, like, our late night treat for ourselves.
I seen this hack. I can't remember if I was on Facebook or Instagram, but I seen this thing where you're actually supposed to so if like there's the refrigerator thing, the mini fridge is inside of
Mhm.
this and whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people were propping the door open with, like a rag or something, and that helps like ventilate keep the mini fridge cooler. I thought
Wow.
that was interesting, but I seen like a couple like hacks and I was like, wow, I never thought of that at all. So it made me think like all of the
Yeah.
times was the mini fridge really not that cold? I mean, I can't remember. I feel like I don't know. I don't know.
Mhm.
To store our water in there. It's been pretty cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say the wine that I bring on that we're allowed to bring on has always stayed cold in the fridge, if it lasts that
Mhm.
long, but
Eh.
I've never
Yeah.
I've never had an issue with the cold fridge.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I
And to
haven't had
end
we've never had any, like, room issues. So I know some people like, "Oh, it gets super hot," and some people bring their own fans, but, like, we've never had problems with our room regarding any of that.
Mhm.
I seen a little trick for that too. I guess, your room steward, your, room person, they bring, their
Mhm.
business card and stuff, and somebody
Yeah.
says they stick it in that the little slot thing that turns on your lights or something in your cruise room, and that's supposed to
Mhm.
help with the air condition or keep your room cool. I don't know if it's true or not. That's just stuff that I've also seen in that same video, and I
Yeah.
was like, I wonder if I'm gonna try that
Okay.
or not.
Well,
Let's try it.
you're going in a couple weeks, you might as well. Just try it out for a day and see what happens.
I know that's right, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, the first thing that I always do on day one, of course, I tear up the club from the top to the floor to the
Mhm.
everything. I love the club.
I've actually never been in the club.
I can't believe you guys didn't go because I was literally there every single night. Girl, I was there every single night.
I went
Maybe not
once.
one, but
Yeah, I've walked by it, but usually by the time
mhm,
we're walking, there's, like, nobody in there, and the last couple cruises, we've had such like, we've always done the later dinner time
mhm,
because we know we never got the at your time, so we were always, like, the 8 o'clock, and then right after, we would go maybe get, like, the 9 or 9:30 show or go to, like, see the comedians that start, at, like, 10:30, and then time we're drink packaged and, like, sunburned out, so we just go straight to sleep.
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't blame you. Yeah, okay. So I guess now we're gonna go, let's see, when to explore versus relax. Okay, so y'all, not every moment of the cruise should be packed, and not every moment should be lazy either. That's where people mess up. They either do too much or waste the experience. And so for sea days, you can either explore or you can do activities. Like, what do you guys prefer to do on sea days? Me, uh, serenity deck. Get me a
Mm,
nice salad and a sangria and just relax. Yeah.
Say prior to the last cruise, because last cruise was really when I hung out with you on the Serenity deck during the sea days, but prior,
mhm,
I think, I spent a lot of time at the Alchemy Bar and,
mhm,
going to check out their different, whether it was karaoke or trivia, I would just kind of
mhm.
pop around the ship somewhere. I
Yeah.
typically obviously, I don't be getting in them pools. I tried the hot tub the last time, and I don't know what I thought of it. That's kind of my sea day.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
like trivia.
we always on a sea day just because I love just being out in the sun and being outdoors. We always go to, like because on the adult only area, they kinda have, like, just, like, little sitting area you could just, like, chill at. So we'll go and sit there, and once my husband's in the pool, he does not get out. So he's in the pool all day until dinner, but I'll wake up and I'll actually look at the schedule on the Hub app, and I'll plan out, like, if there's things I wanna do. And I'll just leave
Mhm.
him in the pool and go do whatever I wanna do, and, I've been up to the Serenity deck because they do have great sangria. So I'll go walk
So
up
that's
there and I'll do a
Juanita?
couple yeah, because I'll go do a couple laps, get me a sangria, and just, like, enjoy that part of the ship, or I'll go walk around. I didn't play mini golf last time. I almost did. But, yeah, normally on sea days, in the afternoons, we're at the pool, and then, like, usually at night is when we'll do, like, an early dinner and go see some shows or go to, like said, the
Mhm.
Alchemy Bar or, some other places and just kinda see the piano bar or something and just kinda
Yeah.
nighttime is when we go explore. If the sun's out, we're outside.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something that Juanita pointed out, sangrias and salads.
Yes.
For the serenity, that's the S's, serenity, sangria,
SMS.
salad.
Salad.
Yes. Yes. So let's see. For port days, you should really be intentional and just do not rush because rushing can become chaotic.
I agree. Yeah, with it be intentional, like, know what you're doing, know
Mhm.
what Carnival is doing or your cruise line is doing, how getting off the ship, how getting back on the ship works. Like, that's I would agree with the intentional part, and if you're rushing, you forget something or, you're just rushed, I feel like it creates a whole different type of experience.
Or you waste too much time trying to decide what you want to do.
Yeah.
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 What about for mornings? What do you guys like to do? Like, are you more of a calm morning person, strategic with like breakfast or something? Like, what are your guys' thoughts for mornings?
I like breakfast. That's
Same.
and like when I'm home, I really don't even eat breakfast, but on the
Mhm.
ship, I'm hungry. So I do
Oh, yeah.
not miss.
Yeah, and we,
Yeah,
yeah, it depends on the day, but either we'll go to the dining room or, like, we'll go to the buffet. Usually the mornings, whenever
Mm,
we're just kind of up and going is when we decide what to do.
yeah.
to set the day. I was telling
Mhm.
our cruise group this time I would like to do like little deck walks or something, like to get up and be
Yeah.
active for a little bit because, I'm in my healthy era. So I was thinking, that would be
Mhm.
fun. I would say I'm
Yeah.
not much of a breakfast person. I love a good brunch,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
but definitely not too much into breakfast.
Yeah, but I
But those
definitely
meals are
take advantage
great.
of the food because when else are you gonna be somewhere for 7 days where literally every single meal
Cater
is
to your
just waiting
every
there
need.
prepared for you? And it's like,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
you might as well, and it's like, you've gotta take advantage of it.
I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
And the
then for
food's good
afternoon,
too.
yeah.
Some people are
Yeah.
iffy, but I've never had a bad thing. The food is
Me either.
fantastic.
Mhm.
I would say some things are iffy, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
there's some things that I would have ate that I probably wouldn't eat again, and then, I think it's just an experience that you have
Mhm.
to figure
Oh,
out for
yeah.
yourself, but
I
for the
try
most part, I
everything.
would say for the
Yeah.
most part, I would say the food's pretty alright, pretty
Yeah.
good, pretty worth
Yeah.
your penny.
Oh, yeah.
The best.
Especially if there's things oh, sorry, Juanita. But I
No,
was
that's
like,
okay.
especially if there's things that I know that, like, I'm not gonna find or, like, get, or I'm not gonna go out to eat back home, I'm gonna try it.
Mhm.
I might
Yeah.
as well.
The beef Wellington. I have to have it every cruise.
Mhm.
I guess I didn't know they had that, so I must
It's
be
delicious.
missing out.
You mean you don't pre-read the menus?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I
I'm
don't
that
pre-do
person.
anything.
I
Me
will
too.
Google because there are people out there who will post the menus for the sailing season, and, like,
Mhm.
3 months before,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Ooh, I found the menus," and I'm already planning what I'm eating every day.
On each
Yeah.
day. Yep.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, that's me.
afternoons, so we know Mr. Logan, he likes to be out
Mhm.
sunbathing, getting his tan on. You like to go do your things. For me in the afternoon, like I mentioned earlier, I'm more of a well, I guess alchemy opens like late afternoon. So, I'm all about just vibing. Whatever happens, happens. Serenity, Lido
Yeah.
deck, wherever the wind blows, that's where I'll be
Yeah.
during the
Yeah.
afternoons.
Yeah. I usually go to Alchemy and get my mid-afternoon cocktail that I'll drink when I go get ready to go to dinner.
Hmm.
as that's usually what happens.
Girl, the alchemy bar just be hitting the something something.
Oh, I
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last cruise that we were on, and I've been racking my brain. There was that one bartender that we all loved.
Patrick or what was the
No,
girl's
it was
name?
the girl. No,
SJ, I think. Was it
was it?
SJ?
Oh no, we saw her out on an excursion.
She's the Colombian girl. What was her
Yes, the
name?
little
We seen her at Mr. Sancho's. We always called her Miss
yes.
Columbia.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
I bet
but
Mike knows.
yeah, but she made the best dirty blue cheese martini, and I went to her every single day. I would show up at, like,
Yeah,
4:01 on the dot right after they open, and she would just cause where our room was right on the elevator, so we went 1 floor up to the Lido deck and 2 floors down to the Alchemy bar, and I would walk right out from that elevator, and she knew that I was coming, but it was so good. I love
yeah.
the Alchemy bar. It's kind of like and I didn't even know about the Alchemy bar really our first 2 cruises, like, I saw it, but I never really went
No.
except this last cruise because I didn't really have a choice.
It's where the drinks were. Oh
I
my
know.
god. Like, I feel like I like the only 2 places that I truly appreciate a good drink is the casino and the alchemy
Mhm.
bar.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, the sailing day, embarkment day, I might get 1 sugary drink from, the Lido deck, whether that's the red oh, it's not the Red Frog. The 2 that are down there, the rum
The
one and
Yeah.
the
blue iguana,
tequila one.
the rum
Yeah.
frog or whatever.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't really
Yeah.
like those, but, I will get at least, like, 1 sugary drink waiting for the
Mhm.
alchemy bar to open, typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
I
only
like
thing is I'm not a huge fan of, like, frozen drinks, and, like,
Mhm.
85% of the drinks are frozen,
Yeah.
not at
but
Alchemy.
Yes, they are.
nope.
And then
No, no.
Yeah.
And then come nighttime, the energy shifts, with the events, like
Mhm,
Caroline mentioned, events, dinner, shows, comedy shows. That's when the events happen, the vibes change. I
mhm.
feel like, like what I'm envisioning on this cruise in regards to a vibe changes. I do see myself going to the Alchemy bar to get me a little drink and then going to my room to get all ready for dinner. I do
Mhm.
plan on dressing up for dinner every single night because I bought 1,000 outfits that costed like $1,000. So I'm just ready to
You need
showcase
to wear
them.
them. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so ready. So I think that's when the
Ain't no lie.
vibes change. You're vibing
Mhm.
throughout the morning and afternoon to dinner. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just all such a
Yeah.
different experience. And then it leads me, to the
To the club.
nightclub. So I can get my groove on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just the vibes throughout the day are so different, and really what makes your vacation
Mhm.
differently, and set aside from others from not cruising.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and I think too, it's too like you choose your own vibes. So like you
Hmm.
Mhm.
make the cruise what you want it to be. Because there are some people that
Exactly.
we've met who they don't even get off on port days because you're like, we've either been here too much, it's not our favorite, or they actually just enjoy the quiet time on the ship with nobody around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And
I've
so
heard
then it's
that
like,
before.
and I could see that too. Maybe, maybe one day, 15, 20 years from now, I might be that person. But I like getting off the boat.
Yeah.
But
Me
yeah.
too.
I mean, and I think that's true. I think really the big story is the cruise is really just what you choose to make it.
Yeah, that is
Exactly.
true.
Speaking of that though, like I do know there are people who stay on the boat versus going out for port days,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, I wonder what all happens. Like, what do they have?
Right.
I know they have things for kids because I, had
Mhm.
2 kids and I heard the differences between the 2, but
Yeah.
what does that look like for adults? Just a swimming pool with nobody in it? Like I'm curious what
Yeah.
that looks like. And
And like
like you,
extra
Caroline, I have not
trivia.
made it to that point in life where I am just content
Mhm.
with I feel like I have FOMO. So if I don't get off
Yeah.
the port unless I've been somewhere and I just know that it's crusty,
Yeah.
dusty, and I don't want to be out there, which is rare, then maybe, but I haven't made it to that point just yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me either.
I will say
I
when
need to
we
get
did,
off.
like, the Yucatan Progresso, it
Mhm.
was, like, a full, like, we got off at 8 and we had to be back on, I think, by, like, 4. Because we got
Mhm.
off so early, it was, like, maybe noon or something, and we were already like, "Let's go back." So we got back earlier than we normally would, and there wasn't I mean, it was nice. We honestly just got back on, dropped our stuff up at our room, and then just went straight to the pool for a couple hours, and there really wasn't a ton
Yeah,
of people, so I could see where people would enjoy that, like, having the quiet, especially, if a couple people we met, they came with their families, so it was like they were the grandparents, so the parents took the kids out, and the grandparents just chilled by themselves and just kinda hung out, had a quiet lunch, and waited for the
their
chaos.
vacation. Yeah. Yeah. So I would
Yeah.
say with that, like when to explore versus relax, I feel like it's very good to outweigh, what your expectations are. That way you don't need a vacation from your vacation. I
Yeah.
think
That is
that's important
Mhm.
to
yeah.
point out there. So next we're going to talk about like how to avoid the crowds. So if you feel like your cruises are crowded, it's
Mhm.
because you're moving like everyone else. And it's true. There's so many people on this ship, so I feel
Wow,
like,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
can expect some, what is it? Backup, like where you're waiting for the elevators and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, 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 overcrowded elevators for sure.
Yeah. Gosh, I can't think of that darn word. Congestion,
Yeah.
congestion. There's congestion areas.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Those days,
Yeah.
I
So,
don't mind taking the stairs.
oh, I think it just depends on what we're doing.
Yeah,
Right. That's
yeah,
What
true.
we're
although
doing.
down
If
the
we just
stairs.
had a big
Yeah.
old dinner, maybe the
Yeah.
stairs are worth it to
Right.
walk off that food.
Yeah, and I
For
will
sure.
say, and I wanna say the last cruise that we all went on together, it was I wanna say because it was primarily like a spring break cruise.
Oh,
So there
yeah,
were a lot more, like, kids and families, like, teenagers than we've had on
yeah,
other cruises, but again and, because you see the Facebook groups and you see the posts, and it's like, some people are like, the kids were running rampant or, it was 1 o'clock in the morning and all these kids. And I was like, I didn't really and maybe it was just me personally, I didn't really have any issues or problems with,
Same
the
here.
amount of kids or the families or anything like large groups going on. Like to me, the most crowded day was when we got on the boat and when we got off the boat. Yeah.
yeah.
To
So
me,
I
that we
can
didn't
vibe
really
and
have.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I can vibe with the kids,
Yeah.
and I feel like I've told my crews, but only because, I would be coming back to my room super late, and I feel like the kids were playing hide and seek and stuff, and I'm talking, like, between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and I'm just
Yeah.
like, "What are you guys doing?" Like and then, obviously security is patrolling
Yeah.
Mhm.
the, hallways and stuff, but I will say out of the 2 ports that I've ever sold out of was Miami and NOLA, and NOLA, I feel like, was definitely, like, my not so favorite. I loved the people who I met, but I feel like the cruise itself had more issues with kids than what I've
Yeah.
experienced out of Miami.
Yeah, and I think too, just because of where they're located, and again, with it being
Right.
spring break, I mean, it's so easy for like, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, people like me
Mhm.
who live in that area. It's an easy port to just have access to.
Yeah.
Because like our friends that we cruised with last time, like she's a teacher, it was her spring break. So
Mhm.
it's really I think just also too is knowing when you're sailing, you'll also be able to, like, probably predict the crowd that you may be cruising with too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're not that cool with kids being on this cruise ship, understand they do make adult options, but other than that, there are gonna be kids on your ship, and
Yeah.
for me, I guess that is true, Caroline, is just, like, understanding when spring breaks are, and, if that's not your vibe, go a different week. Figure
Yeah.
out what
Google is
works
your
for
Agree.
best
you.
friend when booking cruises.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
do what is best for you. So we kind of talked about, like eating early versus late, early or late, but never during the peak time will you typically see us at the dining room.
Yeah.
Caroline and Juanita, I feel like I know you both well enough to know
Yeah.
that you are late. You're a
Yeah.
late dinner person. For me, I
Yeah.
feel like I don't really care. As long as we eat, I don't care
Well,
whether it's early or
um
late.
to me, it doesn't really matter. So, like, our first cruise, we had at your time, so we could go anytime
Hmm.
between, I think it was like 5:30 and 9. Our
Then yeah.
second cruise, we were 8 o'clock, and this last cruise, we chose 6. So we've done
Hmm.
all 3. And honestly, this cruise that we were going to be going on, we were at your time because for us, we didn't really like the 8 o'clock just because all the shows and everything started at, like, 9, so it felt like we were
Yeah.
rushing dinner and we couldn't really enjoy it. So, really, our preferred is just at your time so we can go whenever, and kind of
Hmm.
have more flexibility with our schedule, but, I mean, as long as I get to go to the dining room, I'm fine with whenever. We can make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Same. And that does make sense, understanding that if you do have a later time, you can run into issues with shows and stuff because I feel like there could be a misconception whether it's peak time or
mhm,
not, understand that your food doesn't come right out to you. I'm
Right.
not saying the customer service isn't good. I'm just saying fix your expectations is what I'm saying, because there's
Yeah.
times where you'll be waiting for a while for food, and it's not
Mhm.
necessarily anybody's fault. It's just, you have to understand who else is also eating,
Yeah, and it
with
also
you.
depends too on what you order, because some things
Mhm.
may,
Yeah.
like, if you order beef Wellington, but someone orders, like, a chicken breast, like, obviously, one's probably gonna be take not as much time for them to prepare and
Yeah.
plate, because you also have to
Yeah.
think, there's there's 2 dining rooms going simultaneously, and there's only well, there might be more than 1 kitchen, but, I mean, they're doing the best they can to feed, what, 1,000 people at one time?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
So
not
that's
more,
why
depending.
yeah, that's why I feel like it's kind of, like, difficult to have later dining because as you mentioned, shows start at certain times and your food doesn't come right out, so that'd be my only reservation, I would say, in regards to late dining.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer late dining because if I eat early, by the time, like, 8 o'clock comes, I'm gonna wanna eat again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
That's why you put sandwiches in your mini fridge.
that is true.
Exactly, and that's why they have the pizza place, especially
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was, like, my best friend after the club was going to get pizza slices at the little pizza place on the
Yeah.
back of the ship.
There was one time I went because I woke up and I was just hungry, and I think they had I don't know if they were because I think they closed, like, at, 1:30 or 2 maybe, like, they don't stay
Mhm.
open all night, but they were like, "Do you just wanna" and it was, like, a whole pizza, like, "Do you just wanna take this?" And I was like, "Sure," and I came back and Logan was like, "Where did you get a whole pizza from?" And I was like, "Don't ask questions."
Yeah.
I was like, "We had breakfast, don't ask questions." And I was, like, walking in
Exactly.
my slippers and my pajamas with my whole box of pizza, like, it's what ha it was a cruise, what is it? Just it was a cruise miracle. It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, I'm kind of salty. Where was my text message, girlfriend? We coulda had a pizza
I
party.
didn't know you yet.
Okay, I was about to say.
I didn't know you.
So, with the pools, early morning versus late evenings, I feel like in the morning, it should be expected that maybe they're not as packed, but, come the
Mhm.
afternoon. I mean, I guess, Caroline, you and Logan would have the best
Yeah,
answer for that because 'cause I'm not a swimmer. Juanita, do you typically
Yeah.
go
No,
swimming
not
on
at all.
yeah.
Not at
If
all.
anything, I might dip my toe in a hot tub, but that's probably
yeah,
on the Serenity deck. But
yeah, I
that's
mean,
what are your
honestly
guys' thoughts on the pool?
yeah, so, like, our first cruise, we were on was it the Paradise? It was a smaller ship, so there was only 1 pool, so you were sharing it. There was no adult only area.
Mhm.
So you were sharing it with, like, kids and the families and everyone was at one. So, obviously, when there's only 1 pool, it's gonna vary kind of throughout the day, but we're one of those people that will just sit on the edge and not have to worry about fighting for chairs or things like that. Now with the adult only areas, because 'cause we've done the Liberty and the Valor, and they had their adult only at the back of the ship
Mhm.
on the Lido deck. Honestly, it's never been to a point like, people just kinda rotate throughout the day. There's never, like no, we're just randomly one of those people that were there all day to where everybody knows us. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is. So, it's kind of constant. It's never like we've been there and been like, "Oh, there's too many people, maybe we should leave."
Mhm.
So, I mean, we've always had luck. I might be like an anomaly, but we've always had luck, with there not
Yeah.
being a lot of overcrowding.
It's not bad.
Yeah, for shows, obviously there's earlier shows, later shows. Do you guys have
Mhm.
a preference? And for shows, I don't know. I have mentioned before my favorite show is the Love and Marriage
Yeah.
show.
That's
Must see it.
fun.
Everybody must see it. I don't think it's an
Mhm.
earlier or later showing. I think it's just a one
Yeah.
showing. But for you guys, what are your preferences? And I understand dinner can kind of
Yeah.
attribute to your thoughts, but do you like the first show or the last show of the day or night?
The last show, only
Yeah.
because I just watch the last show and then go to dinner. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, go to bed. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I just prefer the last show because 'cause I'm kinda winding down and
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah, I've done both. So this last cruise, I definitely took advantage of literally trying and going to a bunch of different things. So, like, we've never done, like, the Love and Marriage or the Family Feud or things like that because I think they've always coincided when, like, we've had dinner, though.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, for,
Okay.
like but, like, the musical shows and things like that,
Mhm.
we always and, like, the comedy shows, we typically enjoy later
Yeah.
because 'cause we've done the comedy shows, but obviously they're more family friendly in the afternoons,
Mhm.
and I've been to, like, the musical shows during the day, and they're kind of a lot more, like, kid not well, more so, I guess, kid-focused, but they're kind of the shows are actually kind of different too. But I
Mm,
think too, just being an adult and going to dinner and, going to the casino and having your cocktails, I just appreciate the stuff at night more because it kind of also makes
Yeah.
me feel like I'm not a grandma going to bed at 8 o'clock.
Like me.
shots fired. No,
Well, no,
I'm
but I
kidding.
mean, but it's kinda
I'm
nice
kidding.
that there's, like, things to
Yeah.
do and not, like, because obviously, like, we can't go to the pool at 8 o'clock at night, which I know that's
Mhm.
probably where a certain other someone would much rather be, but I enjoy doing things like that, so
Yeah. For me, I would say, like, how my sequence of events would be dinner,
Mhm,
depending on when that ends, going to Alchemy or somewhere to get a drink,
yeah,
going to a show. I do prefer
mhm,
the later show because I do feel like it's more less kid-friendly, more adult focused.
mhm,
So,
Yeah.
whether that's
After dark.
comedy, whether that's any of the shows,
yeah.
Mhm.
I appreciate that. And so far, my favorite comedian has been Rafi Gonzalez. Shout out to him. And my favorite music people have been the Mississippi Mermaids, which we were
I
at
was
that
going
last
to say that is
concert.
probably my favorite
Yeah.
memory of is when us in the lobby that night that we were all
But yeah,
dancing in the lobby with them. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Lana
That
was
was.
so beautiful and her crew.
Mhm,
Lana, I'm sorry, girlfriend. It's been a year, but yeah, so beautiful. I still keep in touch with her
yeah,
on Instagram. She's kind of stepped off the ship and she's doing
mhm,
more so events off of
Oh,
the cruise ship. So I think that's
yeah,
pretty cool for her. And, we wish her all of the most luck and success ever. She did make our cruise that much more enjoyable though. And I
mhm.
feel like
yes, for
with a
sure.
lot of people,
Oh,
she
yeah,
created the vibe and it was a wonderful time. And her team, her guitarist, I can't remember their
Yeah.
names. Everybody who made up the Mississippi
oh,
Mermaids
yeah,
were
they were
the
fantastic.
experience. They were
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
experience. And I
and I
appreciated
will
I
that.
would
say
love to see them.
from our very first cruise, there was she was a solo performer, her name was Kiera, and she was from
Mhm.
Australia, but she sang country music, and we met her she always performed, in the lobby or at the casino bar, and we actually became friends on that cruise, and we still randomly will keep in touch, like, Instagram or Facebook, and she actually ended up her Carnival contract, and she's now living with her, like, now fiancé who I think also worked for Carnival as, like, a trumpeter, but
Mhm.
now they live in, like, Colombia, and they have their own, like, recording studio,
So
and
Wow.
cool.
so, like, they're doing things, so I love, like, actually keeping up with people and, like, performers
Mhm.
and,
Yeah,
like,
Mhm.
that you've met just to kinda see what they're doing now, but yeah, like, she went
exactly.
to
Yeah.
Nashville and did, like, a whole like, yeah, she's killing it.
That is
Wow.
so cool. That's so cool. For, like, the elevators, we've talked
Mhm,
about, the congestion. So, if
mhm,
it's just 1 or 2 floors that you need to go up or down, maybe take the stairs, and that will help, like, with avoiding crowds. Other
Mhm.
than that, girl, wait for that elevator, take the stairs, do you. Do whatever you
yeah.
feel.
I don't
Do
mind going
whatever you
down the
feel.
stairs, but going
Yeah,
up's a whole
yeah,
other
yeah. I might can do 1 flight, maybe 2, but yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can go down. Mhm. Or
Yeah. And then the thought that will come across your mind, especially like if you didn't check into like main dining is why is everyone at the buffet at the same time that you are?
yeah,
I mean, that's something I feel like we can all relate for when we do happen to go to the buffet. I feel like
mhm,
I'm a little bougie. I don't like the
yeah.
buffet, but I don't eat it. So to be fair, I don't eat at buffets
yeah,
in my real world either. I'm not a
yeah,
buffet, but I will eat at the buffet if it's like a one-off type of situation.
Mhm.
Typically, I do like the
yeah.
main dining.
Me too.
I'm just also and maybe it's just me, I'm just also not, like, a line person. Not that I hate waiting for things, but, like, maybe I just like maybe immediate gratification, I don't know. But when there's, like but also when I see, like, a long line of people, it immediately just turns me off, and I'm like, "I would rather not." And I'll go do something else, or I'll
Yeah.
Yes.
personally go find, like, a shorter line. Even if it's not something I really want, I'll just go there because, like, I don't really wanna wait in that whole line, and also by the time I get there, like, all the food will probably be gone.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't I will go through the buffet every now and then, maybe to get
Mhm.
fruit or a salad. But,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like, a meal, like, yeah, I don't care for the buffet.
Yeah, I'll go get, like, snacks, like you said, like, fruit or, like, if it's, like, in the morning, like, yogurt or something, or I'll do, like, a
Mhm.
little like granola type of situation or get some
Yeah.
ice
Yeah.
cream. But I would say typically looking like thinking I eat more in the actual dining room than I have the buffet.
No, for sure.
But
Yeah.
it also just
Mhm.
depends too on like what they have. Cause I'll look at it
Yeah.
before I get in there and I'm like, do I really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay, what's
next we're gonna get into secret best times.
Okay, so this is the part people don't talk about. So let's see. What about photos? Like, what's the best time for photos? Like
I
golden
like
hour, empty decks. What do you think?
the golden hour always reminds me of that song. It's such a beautiful song. I like, for me specifically, I like after dinner when I'm already dressed up, maybe
Mm,
prior to
Yeah.
dinner,
yeah,
in
Yeah.
the dinner hour. Whether we're
yeah,
waiting,
Yeah.
taking pictures on the stairs, just I prefer maybe before
yeah,
dinner because
Mhm.
after dinner, I'm already full. My lipstick is smeared, you know. If you know, you know.
yeah. I
I
prefer
will say
before
I'm
dinner too.
Yeah, I would say before dinner, but also, like, I'm terrible. I was looking back, like, I don't really take a lot of pictures. Maybe it's just 'cause I'm too busy having fun, but, like, we'll take selfies, like, here and there, but, like, we've never actually
Mhm.
taken, like, photos.
Yeah.
But
I'm so
maybe
like,
because I know, I'm just usually so in the moment, I just don't think about it
yeah.
until I'm like, "Oh, maybe I
That's
should have
me.
taken a picture." Oh,
I'm
well.
That's
so
me. I don't
sad
want to miss anything.
because I feel like, during our time at Honduras, like, the only pictures I have are the pictures of that I don't remember, like, when I was taking them.
Right.
I feel like
When we
I
were all
didn't
at
get
the
any,
bar
like
just waiting.
yeah, I didn't get any good, like, selfies or anything. I felt like
Yeah,
the only things I did take were, like, after I was, like, 10 shots in, and I'm over here
yeah.
just,
Boy.
woo,
Yeah,
crazy
but
girl.
I'm also one of those people too that, like, I don't need to have my phone with me all the time.
Mhm.
Like, I'd rather
Yeah.
just keep it somewhere safe where, like, I know nothing will happen to it, like, I'm not
Yeah.
one I don't have, like, the water protectant pouches or whatever, so it's like,
Yeah.
I just don't think about it because also, like, I just don't like, I'm with the person who I wanna be with and the people who I wanna be with, like, if I have them there with me, like, I just don't think about it. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
because we're secluded, we're in the middle of the ocean on a boat, like, I kinda just shut myself off from, like, the outside world, and I guess that also includes taking pictures because I just don't
Yeah.
think about it.
That and if correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't something happen in Mexico with your phone? Am I
Oh,
thinking of
Someone
I
the
lost
left it
their
at
phone.
I left it at a
Yeah.
shop, and they made me pay the guy made me pay him to get it back.
oh my god.
Really?
'Cause I left it oh, it's fine, all I had was $7. It was
Mhm.
fine. I mean, I was gonna tip the girl was really nice. She goes, "Oh, yeah, I found it." He goes, "Anyone could have taken this." And I said, "Okay, well, you have it." He's like, "How do I know it's yours?" And I was like, "It's literally my face on the screen. Like, I can unlock it." And he goes and I so anyway, thank God, because I ran ahead, and thank God Logan showed up at that exact time right behind me, and the guy got one look at Logan, he goes, "Here's your phone." I don't think he
Exactly.
I think he was gonna try to, like, actually make me pay for it, but no, I gave the girl who found it, like, I gave her
Mhm.
Mhm.
some money because she was actually really sweet about it. The guy was just kinda like but I was like yeah, oh, yeah, because I was gonna take a freaking picture of the ship. The one time I was gonna take a picture, I didn't have my phone because I left it at the shop.
Yeah.
Go
Oh my god,
figure.
I just remember we were frantic. I was like, "Oh my god, girl,
Oh, yeah, because
what's going
I
on?"
ran past y'all trying to go back and get it. It's
Mhm.
Mhm.
fine. It's fine, we
Yeah, I
have it.
remember.
Well, I have a new phone now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we got it back.
For
I didn't
other, like go on, sorry.
oh, no, you're fine. No, that was it.
For other secret best times for hot tubs, I would definitely say at night, but, I mean, truly, I don't really get in them, so maybe you guys would have a
Yeah.
different approach. I have no
I
idea.
Honestly,
like doing
I've never done the hot tubs. We did well, let me rephrase this. They did once. I just sat on the edge and I was like, No, thanks." And I went back and I sat on the pool
Yeah, I
because it
think I
was
did
like
it during the yeah.
yeah, because when if it's, like, just, like, your friend group or people you know, it's one thing, but, like, the hot tubs are not big, and then people are just like, "Oh, we're just gonna come join you," and I'm like, "The close proximity is a little
Yeah.
unnerving."
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the poor little guy is still coming up and they're trying to bring you drinks, and I'm like, "This isn't making it any better."
They're like, "I'm
Yeah.
getting out."
Yeah, no.
For me, like, I remember my experience was and I only did it once, I was at the Serenity Deck on our last cruise, and
Mhm.
I did it one afternoon, but I felt like it kind of smelled, so then I just didn't do it the rest of the ship, it kind of ruined me, so I was like,
Yeah,
"Ooh." But I do think, in my dreams, it would be nice to do it in the evening where it's nice,
I
you're just
know.
relaxing, you look up and you
yeah,
see all the stars, which doesn't seem like there are any, but on that balcony, you can see some
yeah.
stars, just not
Yeah.
just not on the
Balconies are
Lido deck.
nice. Maybe even do tours of the balcony.
Yeah.
Best time for food, I feel like it's you going at your own. Some would say
Yeah,
right before
Mhm.
they close. I'm not a right before they close person.
Mm-mm.
So I mean, I don't know
all good.
for a secret best times for foods. I think you just figure out your spot. I feel like every
Yeah.
cruise can be different and you just go for it and
Yeah.
you do that.
And
And
every
as you
place is
mentioned,
different
oh
too.
yeah. Yeah. Every place, every cruise
Yeah,
line, every cruise, all of that, you take that into consideration.
yeah. I think I don't know, I eat all throughout the day, so if I have, like, nothing to do, like, "Okay, let me get a burger," and then I'll eat my burger, find something else to do, like a taco. So I eat
Yeah.
all throughout the day.
I do feel like the lines for Guy's Burger is all there's usually like I feel like you have to go at the right time, otherwise there is a line. So I
Yeah.
mean, you're waiting for one thing or the other. You just have to figure out your flow and get used to understanding that there's other people on the cruise ship too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and the best time to explore the ship, some might say port days where most people
mm,
are off, but the reality of it for people who maybe don't like to get off, I would say are, embarkment day and you're exploring, anytime you have free time, maybe in the mornings and
Yeah.
afternoons
mhm,
before, you really get into something, go explore, find something new.
Mhm.
That's maybe
yeah,
what I would
Yeah.
suggest. I don't know if there's a best time for it, just whenever you
Yeah.
find it fit in your schedule.
I definitely
No,
do
it
it.
was yeah, I know it was definitely less busy, like, especially, like, in that kind of, like, late morning, like, mid-afternoon when, like, there were, like, shows and things going on where, like, other people were occupied, and walking around was super easy because there were other things going on, but you were able to kind of see everything and it not be, like, just so many people around because other people were
Yeah,
doing things too.
Yeah. So I think like the definitely like the call out for this is, like the subject about secret best times is the ship is
Mhm.
completely different depending on the time of day, the time of day, what day you're going sea day versus not sea day. Just keep that all into consideration.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Next, we're going to talk about fun versus burnout. So, this is the biggest mistake people make.
Mhm.
They try to do like absolutely everything, whether that's absolutely everything on the first day on embarkment day, like when you're just trying to explore everything, you just understand there's not enough time of data to see and peep everything, also while trying to do everything that you want to do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because you can really end up exhausted. Like, I'd say by day 3, if you try to do everything, you will be exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say I don't know about you guys, but, like, especially when it comes to shows or activities, you don't have to do every single show or activity,
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
but what I would suggest more so is, picking your non-negotiables, like, whoever whether you're with a group, you're with a
Mhm.
spouse, other, like, figure out what are non-negotiables, like, what you just have to do or want to do and just plan around it. Because sometimes you
Yeah.
are able to, wing it, be a
Yeah.
little spontaneous, but just be, time conscientious of things that, that you would consider your non-negotiables, but leave room for, I don't
Spontaneity.
spontaneous decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There
Yeah.
was I know our last cruise, there was one day, it was a port day. I think it was actually the Honduras day because, I mean, there was a lot of tequila and sun and everything going on that was the day that we actually chose because you know how they always have like almost said in-flight movies, like the movie channel that's always playing. We actually saw
Yes.
a movie that neither one of us had seen that was actually that night. So we just like chilled out. We went to dinner, we went by, like, the candy shop, we went by, like, the little drugstore and, like, just got a bunch of snacks, and we went back to the room at, like, 7:30 and just had, like, a movie night and went to sleep. Like, we
Yeah.
didn't do anything crazy that night, and it was actually so nice and relaxing, and then we just went to because the next day was a sea day, so we were, drinking Coronas by the pool all day the next day, so
Yeah, I remember seeing you that day, and I remember
yeah.
your date night prior. Because I mean, I don't know why you tried giving us all those shots in Honduras, but I was still trying to hang out
Really?
that evening.
Think we remember it different.
Yeah, but the key thing to take from fun
Yeah,
versus burnout is some of your best cruise moments won't be planned. There's stuff 'cause,
yeah.
keep in mind, you're gonna meet people and,
Mhm,
maybe you might shift some of your events or you might shift, you might if you're not booked for an excursion, you might book an excursion with your newfound friends, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, be
Some
open.
best things are just never planned, they just catch you. and then there
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah, and you don't feel like you need to do everything because, like, there's always gonna be shows. The comedians are always there, and I will say, like, yes, the shows and the comedians and certain things, like, they are different some nights, but and realistically, like, they're kind of always the same or similar. So, like, if you miss one night, you're not gonna miss, like, the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good call out because I feel like some people that also have FOMO might be like,
Mhm.
darn it. Yeah. So we're going to
Yeah.
move into our interactive. We're going to do this or that cruise edition. So obviously, like right before we close, we're just going to be doing, first instincts only. So some of our things that we're going to do this or that, and it can go in any order, is first one, pool day or excursion day.
Excursion.
Excursion.
Whole day.
Pool day, girl. Okay, I see you. Early riser, sleep in.
Early riser.
Early riser.
And torn because on vacation I typically am an early riser, but I do
Right.
shut down the clubs. So sometimes I do need to sleep in. So I mean
Yeah.
it's an either or. It's an either or. Fancy dinner or casual eat. So what I would say is like what I would compare that to is like the steakhouse or the main dining room.
Steakhouse.
Steakhouse, baby.
Steak I would say steakhouse because I have never done it, and that was on my list for this
Yeah.
next cruise.
Yeah, I love it.
I would
Yeah, we
definitely
were
say like
we yeah, we were gonna do the chef's table, and we had already, like by the way, and if y'all are like and I'm just saying this because this is kind of what has gotten us through cruising, those, like, uplift payment plans, like,
Yeah.
man, like, yes, because
They come in
I
handy.
already had paid for the chef's table, and I was just like, "Okay,"
yeah,
but it's fine, but, oh, I was excited, but yeah, I would definitely say upscale over casual.
same.
Yeah, for
Because you
sure.
get
And
all
everyone and
cute and
everyone needs
stuff.
a good dressed up night too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. For pictures, for memories, for
Mhm.
everything, or just not even for pictures, just for, the vibe that you're going with your group, the enjoyment that you're getting and you're receiving from the people who you're with.
Yeah.
Party night or, Nita, you're gonna love this, a chill balcony night. There's so much I want to say, but I can't because, I
Yeah.
don't want to get
Mhm.
banned from
You take
YouTube.
this one, Rhea.
Ugh, this is two of my favorite things, a chill balcony night and then a party night. So I'm torn. What do you guys think?
Would say party just because I honestly we've never stayed in a balcony room and low key I'm scared because I would probably sneeze and like end up falling off.
You won't.
That's like that's literally my greatest fear. Like not doing anything dumb, like just sitting there like sneeze and slip it. Oop, there I go. I'll party in the club and go into my
Yeah,
my what is it called? The
interior
inward
room.
interior room
Yeah. Yeah,
with
I
no
love a good
windows.
interior room.
Oh,
Now, I
they stay
didn't know,
so
like,
dark.
I feel like I say this every single time, but interior rooms are very underrated. You get the best sleep
Mhm.
of your life.
Mhm.
And Caroline, going back to your comment, I started staying interior, but that didn't stop me from ending on a balcony. So I'll just
Yeah.
say that.
We know.
Tell the story.
We know.
What
Yeah.
about you,
I
Anita?
I prefer a balcony, but it has to be okay, in the evening, I cannot go on the balcony because like Caroline, I may sneeze, fall over. In the daytime, I can see, so I don't worry about sneezing and falling. But at nighttime, yeah, I do not go on.
Yeah, I don't know, you guys. You guys are missing out. At the evening, the nighttime balcony nights, you see the stars from. I'm talking actual stars in the sky. I'm not talking about stars in your head. I'm talking about in the sky,
Yeah.
you see the stars. I feel like more so than the Lido deck. But that's just my thoughts and opinions. So I don't know. They both sound appealing and I just can't choose.
I would say party over balcony at night.
Yeah.
I can't do the balcony at night.
I like it. Overpacker or I will figure it out. I'm an overpacker, time and time again. Overpacker.
Yeah.
I'm
What about
I
you
would
guys?
say
Did you already answer?
overpacker.
Did I miss your answer?
No, I was
no.
Okay, okay.
contemplating. I would say I will say I've gotten better though. I have overpacked less and less, but
Okay.
I still
Teach
like to
me
have
your ways.
multiple options because well,
Yeah.
because there are because I'm well, yeah, because here's my thing. People aren't going to remember what you wore on day 2 and day 7. I'm an outfit repeater and I don't care who knows it because no one's going to remember. I
Yeah.
also am one of those people who will buy something in 3 different colors because it's technically 3 different
Mhm.
outfits, but they all look good.
You
Yeah.
like what you
And if I'm at the pool all day, I'm in a bathing suit. I don't yeah, like so I think I'll overpack just for the premise if something happens, I know I have a bag.
Mhm.
You have it.
Mhm.
I'm an overpacker. I have like a large suitcase that I've just for my clothes. And then I also have like a small suitcase just for my shoes,
For your shoes
which
for
is
your shoe,
horrible
shower, and makeup.
for
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm definitely an overpacker. And every cruise I say, okay, I'm not going to overpack this time. I'm only going to take what I need. Same thing.
Mhm.
Overpack.
Baby.
Yeah. I have my suitcases, and Logan has his backpack with his 3 pairs of shorts, his 5 fishing shirts, and his 1 pair of khakis and
Yeah.
a button down for a fancy dinner night. That's about it.
Yeah. See,
I
I
wish I
don't
could
know.
be like
I feel
that.
like I was joking, but I really wasn't joking because I feel like I have to have 3 outfits per day. Unfortunately, it's a toxic thing. And then,
Yeah.
like at least 7 to 10 shoes because I'm toxic. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to have
Well,
options because, when you
yeah,
get to the day, you never know if it's going to look the
that's
way you
true.
want.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I will
I'm
say
bad.
I have but I only will bring I haven't brought heels since our first cruise because I brought, like, some wedges, but I'm like, I just really just bring sandals or flats, and then, again, if I'm at the pool all day, all I have to do is just throw on, like, a cute little sundress, and I just wear that around the ship because, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't gotta
Yeah.
impress nobody.
'Cause
Nope.
you was looking cute I mean, every day, but there was I think you were wearing, like, surely it was a white cover up, I think, when I seen you guys the next day
Hey.
after Honduras. I can't remember, but whatever you were wearing, it was cute. I still remember in my head, I think.
Yeah, I'm a fan of, like, the Empire Waist, like, loose sundresses because
Mhm,
they are a cover up, but also a dress.
mhm.
Okay.
So, I love a little versatile moment.
Oh, yeah. I think it makes it easier for packing too.
Mhm.
I do agree. I just feel like I rarely have those moments. I feel like everything I've purchased, it's either a dress or sometimes
Yeah.
swimsuits,
I also
but I
love
need to
sets too, mix and match.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm, mhm.
yeah. This one I
Yeah.
feel like we kind of touched base on, but, like, excursions booked or winging it?
Excursions. I prefer excursions
Yeah.
because so I can research what I wanna do because
Mhm,
I don't wanna get to the port, get off the ship, and then we're, like, standing there for 30 minutes to an hour. "What
mhm,
do you wanna do?" "Well, what do you wanna do?" "I don't know.
yeah,
What do you wanna do?" Yeah, and then next thing you know, it's almost time to get back on the ship, so
yeah.
I prefer excursions.
Winging it gives me anxiety, but I do agree with Caroline in regards to, what if you drink too much the day before and you don't feel like you wanna do for instance, like, the Belize Mayan tour. Can you imagine doing that if you were hungover? Like, girl, I would have passed out dead. Like, no. I see it
I would
either
s
way.
Yeah. I would say excursions just because I like that they get you to the ship and from the ship by the time it's
Mhm.
supposed to, like, port. Now, if we do something where we're just winging it, we don't go that far from the boat because
Yeah,
I'm not being left in a foreign country because I forgot how to tell time.
Yeah.
you
Because
might
'cause
have drank a little.
it always blows me off that ship time, and when
Mhm.
you're on land, it's not the same.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
that can
Yeah.
happen.
I would yeah, because like, hey, if Carnival's late, you're with Carnival, but the ship's not leaving without you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah, and here's the $1,000,000 question, and this
Mhm,
is a good one. Sunrise or sunset?
Hmm.
I love a good
mhm.
sunset. I'm not
Yeah,
awake early enough to do a sunrise. I mean, sometimes I might, but I'm definitely more of a sunset person.
yeah. I would say sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll say
okay, thank you
sunset.
guys for that. So now you have the strategy, but the strategy only works if you use it.
And we are about to in 8 days.
Yes, I'm so excited. So our next episode actually drops the day before we board. So we're boarding next Sunday on the 19th. And this episode, oh, I'm praying everything goes well. So we plan on recording it Saturday
And
afternoon and releasing it while we're all together and releasing it Saturday by 6 p.m. Eastern time. So just pray that it will, it will work out.
yeah,
It's going to be a crazy day.
Well, I'll be there in spirit.
Yes, I know. I was like, I miss you guys. That's why we need to make something
I
happen.
know.
But
I
this is
know.
where everything changes. We're
Yeah.
taking everything we just said and putting it into real life. So we hope to see you on the next one.
and make sure you like
Yes.
and subscribe to hear the finale of our series, Boarding Soon.
Thank you guys. It was so good seeing you, Caroline. Thank you, thank
Good
you,
seeing
thank
y'all
you. We'll
too.
see you soon.
The Cruise Collective, a tale that won't fade.